Oh, dear God. Dear God, I forgot. When I used to use the O Canada as the loading music for my streams, it was always when I did streams by myself. And it was just there in the speakers in the background. Ever since I've been doing streams with Colin or Simon or anybody else where there's more than one of us, it plays O Canada through my earpiece. And I'm not alone right now. I've got Simon with me, and I can't hear a word he was talking to me because I've got O Canada in my ear at 8,000 decibels. So basically, we've just been having a conversation, and Simon was having to shout over the US Marine Corps band, which was
hello,
kind of impressive. He said, "Hello, do you come here often?" Hey everyone, welcome to a last minute live stream. It's Friday. It's 5:15 or something. Yes, as you know, we're looking after Mama Fox at the moment. I can't have a strict schedule of 3 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, so I just have to work it around when I can. So we'll only be going for a couple of hours today, just getting some bits and bobs done. But I'm not by myself. Although it's just me, I'm not by myself. Cy Reynolds is with me, my very good friend Cy Reynolds.
Hi guys.
He's only a little squig. Look at that squig face.
Squig.
Squig.
So yeah, I will be chat dollying when I remember. But apart from that, you won't see the squig.
No, you won't remember. So now I did send a thing over to Colin to see if Colin wants to join us as well. But I know he has his odd sleep cycle, so he may still be asleep because he sleeps during the day and he's up at night. He's a bit like a vampire, kind of, without the blood eating thing and the cape. I don't think he has a cape. He probably might have a cape. I don't know. I
can see Colin having a cape.
I don't know what he gets up to in his off time, and I don't particularly want to know, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, but yeah, so welcome. It's me and Si. I've got Si to keep me company. Today I'll just be working on some more of my knobs. I've got my knob on the bench. There you go. Do you like the look at my knob? It's quite good. So I'll flop my knobs on the bench and I'll be working on them again today. I'll be working through more Orks in the KIlldakka Warband Christmas Battleforce set, which is bizarrely still available on Games Workshop's website, so they didn't sell out. So either they made too many or demand just wasn't there for once. I don't know. The community is a bit ruffled by that. They're all like, has the bubble burst? Has FOMO stopped working? I was like, I don't know. Is everyone just skint? Could be. But yeah, so
I have a feeling it could be just
the
people
selection
starting to go back to work potentially. And
yeah.
well, I said to you the other day, it's a great box if you want everything in it.
Yeah, but if you don't, if you don't want anything in it, then everything.
I was looking at one the other day, and I was like, the combat patrol for me is better for my collection.
Yeah, because you don't want the old gorilla butt orcs, do you?
Well, I want the new boys.
You don't want the old gorilla butts.
Well, it's the new boys in the Battleforce, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really want the Gretchen. I didn't want the fighter, the Blitzer bomber.
Yeah, you don't want the mech shock, big mech with the shock attack gun.
I didn't really want the shock attack gun, and I didn't really want the war boss on the trike.
Not really a lot in there you're going to want then, is there?
No, so for me, the combat patrol was better value, and I wonder how many other Orky players were in the same boat.
Yeah, because I mean, I suppose with Ork being on such a dearth of content area for the last few years, they probably got all that stuff anyway, and they're like, you know what, I just need the new stuff. So
yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I think the issue with a lot of Ork players, especially long-term Ork players, if they've got 200 boys already, they're not just going to go,
I need more.
I'll put those in the bin and I'll start from scratch with the new ones.
No.
They'll just put up with the gorilla butts.
No. In the other hand, though, Mama Fox got me the what's it called? The Ossiarch Bone Reapers Tithe Echelon Mortis and Ethelon made up fantasy words set for Sigmar, and that also was not selling very well. Apparently, it's like because only 5 people play Age of Sigmar. Probably, I don't know. So.
Well, that's still there. It looks a lot more sparse as well than the Orky one.
Yeah, although it's not actually not. I mean, I was starting to work my way through it. It's because they're all skinny little bony skeleton dudes. So
yeah, I think it's the picture. I'm looking at it now on the GW website. It's the picture they've used as well.
Yeah, they're all kind of hidden because they're all taken from a long way away, and they're all really small, and they're all the same colour as the background. It doesn't really work.
And they're all quite spread out. Well.
Yeah, but then you do get the big Dukes of Hazzard thing. Dukes of Hazzard Harvest Festival, which is quite nice. I quite like building that. Anyway, before we go any further, I didn't even do my intro. Hey everyone! It's like when Colin doesn't get to do his Festus factoids for like the first half hour of the E-model stream, isn't it?
It's true.
I don't know. Anyway, yes, welcome everyone. It's Saturday. This would normally be Skyrim Saturday, but like I said, because of the schedule at the minute with Mama Fox, I can't plan anything, really, so I'll just do ad hoc bench stuff. So, yes, welcome. I'll be here for a few hours. Before I get going, a big shout out to all the people that make my content possible. Of course, my patrons and my channel members, and my corporate supporters, emodels.co.uk and goblingaming.co.uk. Logos in the top right, links to them in the description below the video. Click on those links, it'll take you to their websites where you can spend lots of money, and I'll make some income from that, which is always fun. Always fun when I make money. So it's obviously why you're all here. So yes, do go and check that out. And of course, to my patrons and channel members who literally pay my wages, they keep this channel alive. Without them, this channel wouldn't exist. I'd have to go and get a full-time job, and Mama Fox would be in the house on her own, unable to feed herself. So you're all making life a lot easier for all of us. So big, massive thank you. If you'd like to become a patron or a channel member, you can go to patreon.com/modelmakingguru and become a patron. Or you can just click the join button underneath any one of my videos or live streams, and you can become a channel member. You get loads of free bits and bobs, and you also get to join the live 24/7 Zoom hangout and associated Facebook chat group. That's a lot of words. Don't forget, of course, I have the chat in front of me, but I am 1,000 years old and I will be wearing lenses like Guthorm here, so that will be a big fat messy blur. So if you want to catch my attention in chat, just please put @ModelMakingGuru at the start of your sentence, so it puts an orange little thing there like that. You can see my name, I can see it. Or you can do a super chat, press the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window, and your comment will be in a big coloured box, and there should be an animated thing in the top right hand corner of the screen. So do that, and also again, that helps support this channel. Right, there we go, I'm done. That's that bit done. Sorry, Guthorm.
Launch him.
I try and get that shorter, but I can't. I just can't.
It's a necessary evil.
Yeah, and I'm not one of these YouTubers that's going to go, hey, like for the first 5 minutes, because that's just moronic. We all know channels like that. Hey, I've said it before, but there's one channel that does that. He starts off with this stupid voice. I'm not going to mention names, and I'm not going to say anything, but he's like, he goes, hey, for like 2 minutes, and then goes, and anyway, now we're going to build this model kit. I'm like, well, that's a completely different voice. What? That's not even... so annoying.
I hate the YouTube trend that's popped up in the last couple of years, where halfway through the video you get like a minute to a minute and a half of sponsorship, and it's just like...
Yeah, I mean, I know YouTube do adverts now. They can do mid-roll adverts, and you can turn them off. But when they suddenly say, "Anyway, just for a moment, we're going to talk about these sponsors who've sent me all this money," I can understand why they do it, but I'd rather they do it right at the start.
Yeah, just get it out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way. I mean, at some point, I'm sure I'll get enough money that I'll start doing that. But I'm not going to turn money down. But yeah, no, it's just.
I don't knock them for accepting the sponsorships.
Oh, yeah.
It's just...
You've got to do it somehow, I suppose, haven't you?
Yeah, when they literally... You can tell a lot of people pre-record them as well.
Yeah. You're in chat. How can you be in chat while you're in...
Well, I had to say hello to everyone because you were talking about O Canada. And in fact, no, that was before we went live.
Oh, was it? Okay, I'll let you off. I'll let you off in that case then. if you didn't exist at that point.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. The only channel I'll give a pass to for doing the stupid voice at the start is Night Shift. Because he just goes friends, and then he just talks normally. So it's just more like a little. It's like me saying, "Hey everyone." It's like just a little thing, isn't it? It's like
that's an introduction.
Yeah, and friends. Also, he's got a great voice, so we let him do anything.
Not as good as Craftsman though.
No, nobody's good as Craftsman. Hello. Have you watched the latest video?
I haven't. I'm catching up on like 3 months worth of YouTube, dude.
Well, the first 15 to 20 seconds of his latest video is just the best thing ever.
When I loaded up YouTube when I got home.
Yeah.
And I went to my subscription tab and
you were
then
too much information.
Yeah. So
no,
I'm trying to work my way through it, but I'm sure I'll miss things. But hey.
Anyway, let's have a quick look at who is in chat. Excuse me. We have currently 19 people watching, according to the number on the top of the screen. It's not always accurate. I'm sure there's not 19 people in chat. We've got Jackie Stevens and Marcus Bruner in. Welcome to you too. Welcome, welcome. We have Paul Di Tommaso says hello all. Oops, chat's jumping. We have. I'm sure Jackie and Marcus were members. I must be mistaken. I thought they were. Oh, never mind. We've got Candygram from Mongo is in. Welcome, Candygram.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff is in. Cy Reynolds, some guy called Cy Reynolds, know who that is.
Me!
Somebody who's never won an award ever, twice.
Nope, definitely not.
Twice not won any awards. Paul DiTomaso, Paul Ditter's in. Hey, Paul. We have Candy from Monger EC Idaho, says hello all. Paul says to Candygram to Jeff, decals done, shudder. Yes, he's been doing the Millennium Falcon, the Bandai Falcon with thousands of decals.
I've still got the smaller one to paint at some point.
Yeah. Well, he thought it was a lot of decals on the sheet till I showed him a 1/48 scale Phantom decal sheet, and then he was like, "Holy Jesus!" He'll never complain again now. EC Idaho says, for luck, yesterday the test was negative. Says, oh, I didn't know you were feeling poorly, but good that you've tested not negative. I'm assuming that's for the chocolate velociraptor and not like something else. Like
negative is the best positive.
Yeah, I mean, I assume we're not talking like pregnant or the clap or something. So, lupus, leprosy. I don't know.
Well, no, negative, but the clap would be good.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. We're assuming it's for the chocolate velociraptor, but it could be for anything.
It's good, yeah, true.
I was tested for stupid, but luckily it was negative. Yay! Paul Ditter says, "Ooh, foxy." I did discover that I've got the little fox character in the bottom right-hand corner. I'd never used it. I'm like, why did I? There you go. Put him in the corner. That's where he needs to be. EC Idaho says, "Paul, what were you decaling?" He's decaling the Big Fine Mold's Millennium Falcon. La, 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 la. The Bobbin says, just tried spraying AK paints for the first time. They are tricky. I might not be bothering with them again. Really?
Is that the Series 3 acrylics, I'm assuming?
Yeah, give us more information, Bobbins. I've not tried them, but I can only use... Well, then we can't give you any helpful advice at all, so yeah.
I can tell you that I've heard really good things about them, but potentially not in the context of airbrushing. They may have been brush painted.
I mean, maybe they're a bit like the ammo paints that you have to build them up in misty layers and you can't just blap them on like every other acrylic paint. It's what put me off the ammo paints in the end. They're nice paints, they're just pain in the butt.
Yeah.
It's like I want to get the paint on and move on. I don't want to spend a week doing one. No. And also, they don't not very durable. Let's have a look. I have a 1/144th Falcon, but I have the one with the goofy square dish. I need to get a proper round one, says Candygram.
I spent too much money on shapeways getting a round one, Jeff.
Shapeways?
I'm sure that there's got to be a file out there to print one for yourself.
Yeah, there will be. There will be. You see what I did there? A bit of Jedi reference. You see what I did there?
I did.
You're impressed with that, aren't you? You're not impressed, are you?
I was fairly impressed.
You weren't impressed at all, were you? Tart. Right, now...
Speaking of Star Wars, whilst I've got you on the subject...
Yeah.
Have you started watching the Book of Boba Fett yet?
Yeah, I'm up to date with it. I'm waiting for the next episode, which clearly is going to have the Din Djarin in it.
Well, it better.
Because the music went... Woo, 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 woo.
It better.
It's like, yeah, just like having a big neon sign saying, guess who's in the next episode?
Well, they've got to set up season 3, I guess, haven't they?
Yeah. So then what happens with the next series, The Mandalorian? If he's in the Book of Boba Fett, then you can't have the same thing in 2 different seasons. That doesn't really work.
No, but I have a theory.
That's like having DS9 and Next Generation both with each other, but in 2 different...
Well, I have a theory that he'll show up on Tatooine. He'll help Boba.
Yeah.
And then once that's done...
He'll go.
It'll be something along the lines of, right, now I need to go to Mandalore and...
Do the thing.
Do all of that
do the
stuff.
Do the thing with the Starbucks lady, and then, you know...
Yeah. And, I miss Grogu. And then, yeah.
Tear.
Yeah.
Paul Ditter says, I don't even want to think about how much I've spent on Millennium Falcons. I have the D'Agostini, the Fine Molds, and now the Bandai. So that's about 1,600 quid. That's about how much you spent. Right. Coming up to about 1,800 quid on Falcons. Oh, you didn't want to think about that, did you?
In the context of modelling, though, that's reasonable.
Actually, no, it's about 1,500 quid. The Diag's probably about 1,400, about 800 quid now, isn't it? So, yeah. Many pence you've spent. Many pence. But you would have only wasted it on beer and prostitutes. So it's good. Don't worry about it. Fox, have you tried to figure out how long Boba Fett was with the Tuscans, says Paul Ditter? Well, years, it would seem, because he said it'd been 5 years, isn't it? At one point he said it's been 5 years that he's been with he'd had that bantha.
Well, he was there for some time.
Yeah.
That much was evident.
Yeah, we assume he got out of the Sarlacc pit fairly quickly because he was still alive when he got out. So,
and obviously, it was brought up to date when he found Fennec, because we saw Fennec get shot in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And then, so...
At the end of season 1, wasn't it? So yeah, we're assuming it's a few years, maybe. Maybe.
At least.
Because he said, I'm sure at some point he mentions that you're 5 years or something like that. Or it's set 5 years, I don't know. The funny thing is, right, I've got to the age now where I used to watch programmes like that and I'd be aware of every single little thing. But now what I have to do is I have to watch it and then watch it again, and then I have to go to IO9 and read the breakdown of it to figure out all the bits that I didn't figure out. I'm like, oh yes, oh yeah, I forgot that bit. Oh, I didn't notice that bit. Oh yeah, there you go.
I kind of wish that I'd rewatched The Mandalorian beforehand, just because it's been like what, a year or so since season 2, and even longer since season 1, and obviously we're only now kind of getting to the point where the seasons, the two shows are kind of going to come together.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to build some dudes. Now, I've got a question for you. You haven't built these new guys, have you? No.
I haven't built the boys, but I've built the knobs.
Oh, you built the knobs, right. Then you can explain these. I can explain where my lenses have gone for a start. Where's my lenses? We got some confustulation last night in the instructions, me and Colin.
Okay.
Because I shall show you with my showing hands. Right,
yes.
we have here a selection of heads.
Yes.
And it says, you've got to build 5 of these. So I built 1.
Yeah.
Build 5 of these, and here's some heads. Step 2, heads.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. It just says here's some heads. Step 3, you've got a choice: A, B, C, or D. Mm-hmm. Then it says, right, if you choose A, put one of these 2 heads on it. But these two heads are not here. So how many people have already glued 5 heads on from this selection by now?
Right. So those instructions.
Is the choice to build 5 of those, 5 of those, 5 of those, and 5 of those, or is it?
No. So if you want the best advice I can give you with the knob kit, throw the instructions away.
Give me knob advice.
Basically, the cyborg heads, which they're called cyborgs.
Yeah, I was going to say, but I love the fact they've got chimneys on the helmets, which makes me want to use them.
Yeah, there's the 2 arms that are shown to the right of that image. They're meant to go with the heads exclusively. That's
what I assume, that this, because it does suggest like this guy
is a cyborg.
Yeah, he needs one of those 2 arms and needs one of these heads. But it's really bad because step 2 is here's some heads.
Yeah.
So you've already made 5 bodies. I was about to glue a whole mess of heads on. I thought, hang on a minute.
That particular kit, the knob kit as a whole, is very interchangeable.
Yeah.
The only things that you're kind of limited by or restricted to are the Ood choppers, like or the big choppers, sorry.
Yeah.
Because obviously they're
that's for the boss knob.
Yeah. Well, you can't. So
they've got choppers on these other knobs, but oh no, he's got one. He's got a massive one. He's got.
Yeah. So that particular kit was made a couple of codexes ago, but basically your knobs, all of your knobs are the same rank within the unit.
Yeah.
Think of it a bit like a command squad.
Yeah. Well, so even the boss knob is the same as so he's not really a boss knob anymore.
Yeah. So your knob a knob is a knob, basically.
Well, looking at it, he's got exactly the same stats as the other knobs anyway.
Let me pull up the current.
It's like he says. Well, it's like I don't know what these are though. That one is 5, 3, 5 plus 5. I don't know what these symbols mean anymore. I remember the old. They've removed words from the stats, and this makes no sense at all. Why couldn't they just have words like attack, defense, armor rating?
I'm just getting up the data sheet for the.
It is exactly the same. Looking at the stats, they are exactly the same.
Yeah, I think it's because these days in the rules, I believe you have to specify who's the leader of the unit, just because if someone wants to specifically target the leader of a unit.
So I guess would it nowadays be a case of you'd have a boss knob in there, he'd have the same stats as the other, but he'd be able to do like a particular trait or something that the others couldn't?
So I'm looking at the datasheet now, and yes.
Okay.
So from left to right, those symbols, by the way.
Yes.
Attack.
So
that should be movement.
Movement. So it's 5-inch movement.
Skill.
Weapon skill 3.
Ballistic skill.
Ballistic skill 5+.
Strength.
Strength 5.
Toughness.
Toughness 5. I don't understand any of these. Crying. Wounds.
Wounds. Yeah.
Stabity knife time.
Well, attacks. So pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Leadership 7.
And then save.
Save 4. I don't understand. I've never played the game, so none of that means anything to me.
Well, I'll give you a very brief rundown, because it might actually help someone in chat. So movement is fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Weapon skill is your skill with your weapon in close combat.
Yeah.
And then the way it's worked out is you take your weapon skill, your enemy's weapon skill, there's some math involved to work out what you need to roll on a d6.
So it's not just move, shoot, and it's move, aim, shoot, negotiate, slap fight, handbag fight.
So, pretty much. So
wow.
it's movement, it's weapon skill, your skill in close combat. Your ballistic skill is your ability to aim.
Yeah, so Orks, that's like -52.
Yeah, your strength just dictates how hard you hit. Your toughness dictates how hard you get hit. Your wounds is how many times you can fail your save before you die. Your attacks is the amount of times you can strike in close combat.
Yeah.
Your leadership is what you would have to roll on 2d6. And if you fail, you run away or tactically retreat, as we say.
Tactically retreat. I like that one.
And your save is your armor save.
Right. So basically, okay, I've got you. So all right. So this thing with the cyborg, then it's just one of these dudes is going to be a cyborg.
Well, if you want it to be.
I've got to use the head. I've got to use a head with a chimney on it.
There's not any specific rules for cyborgs nowadays, from what I can tell. I'm just very quickly looking at the data sheet.
I assume it's just a there's no specific 6. 6 has got some swords ×2, 4d3. Okay. So it has got because it's got the spinny chopper tool thing.
So nowadays it won't count. Back in the old days, if you had a cyborg, it had an invulnerable save.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like the internals would keep him alive. But nowadays, I believe it just counts as a kill saw.
Okay, so it's just a weapons thing rather than anything else. Okay.
Yeah, but so you can equip that particular squad however you want. If you want 5 big choppers, you could have 5 big choppers.
I like a nice big chopper. No.
If you want like a mix, like a couple of power claws, a big chopper, or a kill saw in your case, and like a couple of the combi guns, like the combi rocket launcher or whatever, that's fine. Each weapon has a points value.
I should point out actually, even though now you've explained the instruction sheet, I've just realised that of course this section of the sprue is purely for the cyborg, so it kind of makes sense that they've got this combined with the instructions says yes, that's telling you to make that one particular dude because he's got his torso and stuff there. It just really doesn't, because I read through them instructions and me and Colin were like, I don't understand what it's telling me. Why are those 2 heads there and not?
Yeah.
By putting that there, I would have gone and glued 5 of those heads on.
Yeah, I mean the knob kit is really good in the way that any of the torsos fit any of the backs and the legs.
Oh yeah.
And the arms are similar to the boys in that you can mix and match.
Yeah, they just all look different. That's anything.
I know you haven't got a kit, but you know the flash kit that I was telling you about
with the modular guns. Yes.
They design those in a really sensible way, and it's why they're so good to combine that kit with knobs.
Yeah.
The torsos are exactly the same front plate as the knobs, and the shoulder pads and the arms all fit the knobs. So like, it was a really good kit at the time when it was released because you could mix and match
To your heart's
and
content.
make something very unique.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much just build what looks cool. What looks cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Well, I do like the fact you've got on these sprues, you've actually got front and a back torso together, and it's like, okay, that's not often you see Games Workshop actually using sprue common sense. Never mind. Anyway, never mind all that nonsense, because people don't really care about that. How are you, my friend? How's Tricks?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man. I am. I've been working on some of the recent squig hog riders. I can't speak.
Squig hard. I thought you were saying squig hard. I'm like squig hard, squig harder. What? Squig 2, squig harder.
The noise my mouth just made reminds me of if you tell Siri, if you set Siri up to call you H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A,
yeah,
she just comes out with
hello,
which is very funny. But, yeah, so I've been working on some squig hog riders.
Oh yeah.
Which is a fabulous kit. As a lover of squigs,
You do like your squigs, don't you? I mean,
I love my
not there's any
squigs.
reason we should suspect that you do, but you know, you do like squigs.
Exactly. I mean, they're just
They just
larger.
are, aren't
They're just 40k pit bulls
Yeah.
with orcs on them.
Yeah.
They're brilliant.
They're just football hooligans with a pit bull on a chain. And I have to point out, by the way, I've just noticed on this sprue, and I've lost it now. Where's it gone? Somewhere.
There should be a squig, an aiming squig.
There is a
An aiming squig.
I don't know if that's a. What is that? It looks like it's a what do you call them?
Yeah, so it's
Pistol.
It's
What's a pistol called?
It's a slugger in a sheath, basically.
Yes, it's a slugger in its holstery thing.
Yeah.
But there's a squig sat on the top of it. Just a little tiny squig just sitting on top of the.
So he's like perching on top of the boss.
I'll see if I can focus a bit, because it's not really very focused.
It was kind of coming in.
No, it was kind of coming in like the Titanic. Never really got there. Let's see if I can.
Move on from that. I've got a solution.
Hang on. There you go. It's like he's got his holster there, and he's going to be sat on part of his accoutrement. The gentleman's accoutrement.
I'm going to screen share for a minute.
Okay, well, let me just put my focus back the way it was. There we go.
Blonk.
Go on.
Blonk.
I'll wait till you screen share, because then I don't want you to accidentally show your porn tabs or anything.
It should come up now. So this is the flash kit sprue. So if you look at your knob,
I beg your pardon. Well, I tried that. I can do on camera. I'm not on camera, so
you can see like what I mean about the front torsos.
Yeah.
Like they're formatted in exactly the same way, and there's pirate heads.
Oh, pirate heads.
But these are all the gubbins that like bolt onto the guns.
Yeah.
It's a great kit.
Yeah, because I remember us reading the thing about how them being modular and you can just do them however you want. It's like they've all got like a basic gun shape, and then you can. It's like this is fantastic. Given what orcs are meant to be like, that is rather cool.
There is a really cool targeting squig in here as well, but I don't know which.
Targeting squig.
Where is it?
There's one on the.
There it is. There it is.
Can you zoom in?
I'm trying.
You are.
Oh, gamesworkshop.com. You don't like it. That's as zoomed in as I can get it, but it's there.
I know what it looks like. It's got just one big giant eye.
Yeah.
That you're supposed to paint a reticle on. It's like, thanks for that. How am I supposed to paint iron sights on something that small?
You do it by crying. Right, you can go full screen again.
You do it by having talents. So we're all screwed. Well, you're not screwed. You've got the talents.
Well, sometimes.
You've got the talents that didn't win you any awards twice.
No, they certainly didn't.
No. So, anyway, most important question of the evening for everybody in the entire world. What's the frequency, Kenneth? No, that's not the most important question.
What's in your bench?
What kind of accent was that meant to be? Did you try and go all northern then?
You didn't hear what I said.
I said exactly what you said. What's in your bench?
What's in your bench and what's on your belly?
What's up your bum and what's in your face? Like and subscribe. My first live stream, like and subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's on your bench?
Yes.
And what's in your belly?
What is in your belly and what is on your bench? Tell me now, with the words. Ja, das ist richtig.
Well, you know what's on my bench?
What's on your bench?
Squig Hog Riders.
I just wanted to try and get you to say it again.
No, I have to say it very slowly.
Squig
and then for dinner,
Hog.
I have. I'm gonna from scratch make steak and kidney pie.
So you're going to grow a steak?
Yeah, I'm gonna grow a steak.
You're going to grow beefs?
Well, what I was thinking about doing was just cutting some toothpicks in half and just throw them in. You know, mini steaks.
See what you did there?
That was bad.
Yeah, that was kind of part-time, that was.
I'm going to make some rough puff pastry. I've been stewing down my steak and kidney for about 3 hours.
Ooh, I bet your place smells fantastic right now.
It does. It's got rosemary, thyme, and a shed ton of garlic in it. So it's
rosemary, thyme,
amazing.
and several other crappy detective programs.
Yep. And then I'm going to have that with roast potatoes because I can't be bothered to do a roast. But roast potatoes are like the best thing in the world.
Now
ever.
wait, are these made by hand roast potatoes or from a bag pre-done? Stick them in the oven for half an hour. Roast potatoes.
Well, technically the potatoes are from a bag, but the roasting process is done from scratch.
Because I'll tell you what I found recently. Because I'm far too lazy and untalented to do actual cooking.
If you say the two words, Aunt
no.
and Bessie,
well, I don't think. No, I don't think they're Aunt Bessie's. We got them for Christmas, but they are like, you know, roasties in a bag that you get them out, you put them in the oven, give them 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But they were roast potatoes in duck fat.
Oh,
and you put them in the oven and they cook and they're like...
I am going to be using goose fat because I have some left over. When I got home, my partner just gave me a shed ton of food to keep me going for a little while.
Yeah.
And she gave me half a jar of goose fat from Christmas, and I'm like, well, that's got to be used.
Well, absolutely. But here's the question, right? Nobody eats goose, so what happens to all the goose meat? Because you get stuff and goose fat and everything, you can buy goose fat, but nobody actually eats goose. So is it like an EU goose mountain somewhere that we're just piling up because nobody eats the meat? They just want the fat.
I don't know. Potentially, I've had goose for Christmas before, and it was actually. It was pleasant, but it was incredibly rich.
Yeah, a bit like ostrich.
Like richer than duck. It was very nice.
You want to try some ostrich? That's the richness. That's maximum richness.
I haven't tried ostrich.
You haven't?
I haven't. I've tried quite a few things. I've tried horse.
Ostrich looks like steak, or looks like beef, and tastes like beef, but it's got absolutely zero fat and it's rich as.
I might have tried ostrich.
When my dad had to go on a low-fat diet. You know, obviously before he was dead, but when he went onto a low-fat diet and low salt and stuff, they said, if you like things like beef and stuff, then go for ostrich because it's basically beef without any fat at all. It's not exactly like beef, but it kind of tastes like beef.
So I'm just checking because when I can afford to, I get a lot of my meat from an online butcher, basically, and they do an exotic meat section.
Oh, I see.
So.
Is that behind the beaded curtain?
Probably. I've tried horse meat. That was fabulous.
I had horse meat when I was in France, but unfortunately they covered it in a blue cheese sauce, which tasted like dog's arse, and therefore I've no idea what horse meat tastes like.
I have tasted ostrich. I have tried ostrich. They do ostrich burgers, and I can remember them being really good. Yeah,
they are really nice. I've had lobster once as well, but again, that was in a really strong sauce, and I've got no idea what lobster tastes like. I expected lobster to taste like, you know, when you get the guy that comes around to the pub and he brings the little fish sticks.
Yeah.
I expected lobster to taste like just giant fish sticks, really sweet and sugary, but I've no idea because I couldn't taste it over the sauce it was covered in.
I would say lobster is
crab sticks, not fish sticks.
It's meatier and much prawnier than prawns. It's the best way I can describe it.
Fucking prawns. Tastes like prawns. District 9.
So, we've got Ross has popped into the chat.
Hey, Ross.
Scale Model Ninja.
Yes, because you were chat dolling and then you totally didn't.
Yeah. I'm doing it now because we were waffling.
Yay, waffling.
Paul Ditter says he's got toast in his belly And he is matte varnishing his Falcon, base coating the Space 1999 Eagle.
Eagle Transport.
And he's just started the Razor Crest from The Mandalorian. Actually, I need to check. So, Bandai are releasing the 1980s Batmobile soon, and it might even be out because I need one.
That is a re-release. It might have been retooled, but it was an old release of Bandai's from a long time ago. That apparently.
This is a brand new tool.
Oh, is it a brand new tool? Yeah, I was trying to remember because I couldn't remember if it was a re-release or a brand new tooling of the kit, because they did do a kit many years ago.
Yeah, so this is a brand new tool of the 1989, and they've also done a brand new tool of the Tumbler.
We don't care about the Tumbler. The Tumbler can just go and burn in a fire. Don't care about that. That's rubbish. Those Batman films don't exist because they were pap. The proper Batman film.
Okay, we're not going to argue.
Is 1989 Batman.
We'll argue off stream.
Did you know? Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that originally Michael Keaton was supposed to be in the Joel Schumacher Batman films?
I didn't know that.
But the reason he turned it down was because he said to Joel Schumacher, "What the flock are you doing with all this neon crap? It's supposed to be dark and gothic." And Joel Schumacher's like, "But does it need to be?" And he went, "I'm out." He absolutely disagreed because he's a dude and he understands what Batman's about. He tried to explain to Joel Schumacher that it needs to be dark and gothic and brooding, and Joel Schumacher's like, "But does it need to be?" And he just walked out. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not being involved with that. See ya." And I'm like, "Yeah, a man that turned down millions of dollars because somebody wanted to make stupid neon Batman rubbish. Good man. Good choice." Yes.
I'm just double checking. They are definitely new tools.
Cool.
Which is great.
Because the 89 Batmobile is the best one, of course.
It's the best Batmobile.
Yeah.
I will put links in chat because several people are now asking about this. But I need to get back to chat.
It's the Anton. You can do links in chat, can't you? Yes, you can.
I can.
It's the Anton first designed.
The Bobbins says he's not sure what's in your belly. Sir, that is the most important job of the day. You should do that first.
Yeah, you should know all about what contents are going to be in your belly. The moment you wake up, you say, "Good morning, body. Today we're going to ingest this." Anyway, now on to other things.
The only thing I will accept before working out what's going to be in your belly is a morning pee. Because sometimes nature's just needed straight away.
Yeah. Although thankfully I have to say, a morning poop is never actually a thing. I'm quite happy about that. Can you imagine having to go for a poop first thing in the morning when you're still half asleep? You'd be like, "Oh God, what?"
I can, because my body is regular as clockwork. I can get up at 7 AM or 2 PM, but within 5 minutes of waking up, my body needs to take a dump.
Because I've never had that. My body's more of an afternoon pooping. It's like, or at the moment it seems to be like, I'll eat my dinner. And I'm trying to sort my teeth out. I've got a routine where I eat my dinner, then I wait till an hour, and then I brush my teeth. Because you need to make sure you don't get rid of all the sugars and stuff. Otherwise you damage your teeth. But it's always a case of like, right, okay, it's been about an hour, I'll go and brush my teeth. Oh wait, now I need to go and do pooping, so I'll be in the bathroom for an even more longer time. Oh God damn it.
See, I don't mind pooping in the morning, because it means it's done, it's out of the way.
Yeah, but it's more just trying to coordinate all the different things when you're still half asleep and like you're like, huh? No, I can stand there and have a wee without doing too much thinking, but when I've got to coordinate like aiming and all kinds of different body functions, and no. Anyway, let's move on from this conversation.
Yeah, so the Bobbins has also recently finished the Tamiya M10 Achilles.
Ooh.
And is now starting to paint his Russian BMR 3M mine clearing tank.
Ooh, in Russia, mines clear you.
Orb 505 Gaming has got a Revel F4J Phantom 2 on the bench.
Ooh.
And belly is a good one. It's egg, sausage, chips and beans.
Oh, egg sausage, that's proper Coronation Street food,
That's classic.
That's proper 1980s, watching the two characters talking in Coronation Street while one of them's eating the dinner. It's always egg, sausage, chips and beans.
So Jeff has got something on the bench that I'm fairly convinced he's made up, just to try and see if I can pronounce it.
Go on.
So it's the Bandai 1/48 scale Schwimmwagen, which sounds amazing.
Oh, you don't know what a Schwimmwagen is?
No, I'll Google it in a second.
Oh, you don't. I can tell you what a Schwimmwagen is.
Go on then.
It's a World War II German Jeep derivative type vehicle. You remember the Kubelwagen, the classic German equivalent of the Jeep, the little square box. The Schwimmwagen was a curved version with a screw on the back because it was amphibious.
It looks amphibious.
Yeah.
I have just Googled it.
I didn't know Bandai did military stuff because I know Tamiya did a Schwimmwagen.
So Jeff said it is a kit from 1973.
Oh, right.
They got really good at tooling and stuff like that. But in his belly, he's
Always
got a
be tooling.
BLT.
BLT, yeah.
Yeah, classic. Then we've got Ross coming into chat, people saying hello to each other.
I'm being told off because roast potatoes are the easiest to do. Yeah, but why would But here's the question, right? If I've got a choice between making my own roast potatoes for hours and hours and hours and doing all the cooking and the planning and the thinking and all that, or I can just open the bag, put the potatoes on a tray, put them in the oven for 45 minutes, and I've got roast potatoes in duck fat, which I didn't have before. I'm going to go for the easy route because duck fat, man.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying before stream, I enjoy cooking, which is a concept that Fox can't grasp.
I hate cooking. I hate cooking. I want to eat. I don't want to be making food.
You know.
I'm far too impatient. I want to put the food into my mouth hole. I don't want to be like painting with food.
This is why Uber Eats was made, just for you, bro.
Uber Eats.
Right, anyways, back to chat because I'm so far behind.
Yes,
Paul Ditter is saying how the French eat a lot of goose, so that's probably where a lot of our geese go. Goose.
Where
is awesome,
do all the geese go? Sorry.
That sounded far too like.
I know what it exactly.
Say?
That's what it was meant to sound like. So I did it quite well, clearly.
You did. Then he suggests crossing a horse with an ostrich, which he claims would be called a horse-rich.
I'd give him 10 points for that. I'd buy that.
That's 10 XP.
Or it would be it's either that or an ostrich, and I don't really want an ostrich. That doesn't sound very pleasant at all.
So Marcus Brunn has something pretty good in his belly. He's got a tandoori mixed grill. Apparently he's eating it with a naan though. I'm sure he means naan.
Naan.
Just to be pedantic.
Yeah, don't eat it with your nan, but make sure you don't give her the strong beer.
A meat momo. I'm not sure what a meat momo is.
The hell is a meat momo?
I don't know, but then he's got it with a chicken shart. And on his bench, he's couch surfing, contemplating his next project.
Ooh.
And then Adam is in. Hi, Adam. I need to message you at some point. Things have been a bit crazy. But I'll get on that after the stream. Then Dorkosaurus is in.
Dorkosaurus, hello, matey. I know who Dorkosaurus is now.
Yeah, okay, so you know it's William Rayborn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I know it's William. Well, I do now, you just told me. No, I knew anyway. No, I knew anyway. I figured it out. I did actually figure it out way back, but it can't be William Rayborn because, and it was, so. But I still like Dorkosaurus. It's the best name ever.
I've just popped in the link for the Bandai Batmobiles.
Oh, lovely.
I nearly forgot.
There's something I need to show you, which I don't think you'll have seen.
Okay.
I
swear, if you actually slap your knob on the desk, I'm off.
If I could get my knob from there to there, I'd be quite happy with that. If it was big enough to, you know what I mean. Yeah. Right, you've made I assume at some point you've made the big mech with the shock attack gun.
I have, which is why I don't need the second one.
Well, did you ever notice that you can make him as a dolphin?
What?
If you don't stick his head on.
Right.
Let me. I'll have to do focus again, won't I?
I'm intrigued.
If you don't stick his head on, right, I'll just do it backwards to get the focus first, because then it'll treat you when you see it. I'll zoom in.
Okay, right. There is an orky ass.
If you don't stick his head in. You see what I mean? Oh God, that's gone higher and higher. Look at it, it's like a dolphin head.
It looks a bit like Pingu.
It does, doesn't it? We noticed that the other day when I was building it, and I was like, Colin was like, "You're going to have to paint him with a dolphin head." I said, I'm going to have to paint him with a dolphin head, and then eventually stick the head over the top.
Oh mate, I would put it on the table like that, like
Dolphin head. I'm gonna have to paint him with a dolphin head, basically. I was thinking I could get like tiny magnets and make the head removable, but I probably won't do that. So I will at least have to paint it with and then photograph it, and then reluctantly at some point glue the head on. But
yeah, that's fabulous.
I thought you'd like that.
Made my day. That's brilliant.
Oh, I thought you'd like that. I appreciate the laugh that actually made birds fall out of trees.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
you'll have a load of dogs heading towards you right now.
Oh, probably. Max McGinn has got a chicken roast in his belly with roast potatoes, parsnips, peas, carrots, and broccoli.
I like broccoli. Parsnips are one of those things that I like, but I kind of don't like at the same time.
Oh, you see, you're like my partner. I love parsnips.
No, I do. It's like when I eat them, I like them, but it's like octopus, right? When I've ever eaten octopus, you get the actual bit of tentacle, which is easily identifiable as a bit of tentacle. You're like, that's a piece of tentacle. I put it in my mouth, and my brain goes, "This is really pleasant, but please eat it as quickly as possible and swallow it without biting because I need to get it out of my system." Because so you kind of have one bite and chew it really quickly and get rid of it. For some reason, parsnips are like that. It's like I like them, but I don't at the same time. So I don't mind eating them, but I'm like, no, I need to get it down my throat quick. I don't know why.
So
you would go like that once.
Well, on Max's bench, he's got some very shiny custodian guard.
Ooh, Custodes. Wait, hang on. Is that the Adeptus Custodes?
I'm sure.
Costco. What? He's got some Costco guards. He's got a lot of fat security guards.
Costco. Now. Have I been? Yeah. So they are Custodes.
Yeah.
The shiny Emperor's guards.
I'm going to call them from now on Costco guards because
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair, isn't it?
People chatting to each other.
Yeah, you chatting.
I'm glad to hear though, Paul, that things are slowly improving. Slowly improving is better than not improving at all.
What's this?
Paul DiTomaso's situation.
Oh, good.
It's improving slowly but surely, which is good.
Don't forget, folks, we did put a post up in the Boom Hut. It's pinned as one of the announcements at the top because Paul's got a GoFundMe going to help him out with his expenses because he's struggling a bit. So if you are of a mind to help out your fellow modelers in the community, do go along to the Model Makers Boom Hut. I'll put a link in the chat for you. It's at the top of the page. And there's a post there. It just happens to be the one that's already highlighted.
Ta-da!
Have you just done it? Have you just pasted it?
I'm not back in the Boom Hut yet, am I?
Oh, okay. I'll just put it in the chat.
Sort that out too.
So I'm here now. Hang on a minute. There's a link for the Boom Hut if you're not already in the Boom Hut. Do feel free. Consider helping him out a little bit if you can. We don't really do things like that normally, but we've made an exception for Paul because he's a good lad.
A good lad. And he's been around forever.
Just before everybody starts sending me a link saying, "Can you put my GoFundMe? Can you do my thing?" No, we're very selective. Don't bother asking.
It's a very unique circumstance.
Yes. Yeah. And he sent me a good check, so hey. Mostly because he's Canadian as well, which also helps. I can't. Yeah, it's so funny because I didn't realise till I started doing these partnered streams where I've got to have an earpiece that when Canada is playing, I really can't hear the other person because it's all coming through one earpiece.
You were doing the standard can't hear because I've got a headphone in. Hello, I can't hear you.
I'm on the boat.
Where was I?
Yeah, you were in chat doing the things.
People talking to each other. Ross has got a Tamiya FRS1, a Revel monogram B26 Marauder, and a Age of Sigmar Celestial Hurricanum on his bench.
Good.
And in his belly, he's apparently applied spag to some bollocks.
Oh, spag bollocks. Whoa. For some reason, whenever we do live streams, there's always somebody that's eating spag bol.
I think it's because it's such an English meal.
The problem I've got is I do love a nice. I actually can make spag bol. I'm allergic to cooking, but I do make a nice spag bol. But the problem I've got is that Mama Fox isn't really keen on things like pasta or spaghetti and stuff. And it's like, oh come on, oh mother, because I want to make a nice spag bol, but she's like, oh, I don't like spag.
Here's the question: can you make spag bol or can you make a ragu?
What I will do is when I say spag bol, I don't actually.
If you mention a jarred sauce.
Well, no, let me explain. I don't actually like the standard spag bol bolognese. It's boring.
Right.
So I will use a jarred sauce sometimes. Depends on the specific flavour. So, for example, if I've got like a jar of Hunter's chicken from Aldi, which is really nice. It's just Hunter's chicken sauce. But it's Aldi, which means it should be terrible. It's not. It's really nice. Or I've got some like honey and bacon, cheese type sauces. Not necessarily bolognese sauces, but just sauces of any kind. I will use them. But then I will add. Obviously, I'll do like. I go a bit weird because I have like the onion. I have the red onion and the mince of some sort. I have the mushroom chopped up. I'll often include peppers. I'll chop up spring onions. I'll even chop up leeks and throw them in there. I'll put all kinds of things. I'll put like Worcester sauce, soy sauce. I'll eat paprika, mint. I love mint. Mint's really nice when you add that. Tons of mint. All kinds of things, nutmeg and stuff, and all kinds of bits and bobs. And I will sometimes use a sauce because it's just a quick way of getting a nice flavour. But I won't be just pasta and sauce and mince. I'll just use the sauce as a source of flavour. Does that make sense?
My brain is trying to compute those flavours together, and I won't lie, it's struggling.
Yeah.
But what I desperately want is somehow one day for Gordon Ramsay. Not that I like him, but he is hilarious when he rates somebody's food. I just want him to try your cooking.
Yeah, that wouldn't go well. I mean, the thing is, it's things like there's like one sauce I get. It's just a butter chicken. It's like a almost Thai or a very mild, ever so slightly spicy butter chicken. It's like a curry sauce, but make that with spaghetti and all. It's basically I'll do spag bol, but without the bolognese. It's spag bol, but with everything else except bolognese. Because I find bolognese sauce is actually quite boring. Just tomato and it's like herb. It's like boring.
I think you need to start calling it Fox's bolognese.
Or
Fox bol.
Well, I do have Fox's mess.
Well, exactly.
Which is rice and potato and onion and anything I can find. It's all about. It's basically Ork. It's basically whatever I can find. I just believe it'll all work out nicely, and it usually does.
It's fair. Orb 505 Gaming rather has an excellent suggestion and points out that spag bol is 1970s food.
Yeah.
And subsequently it needs to be followed up by a Black Forest Gatto.
Black Forest Gatto, and don't forget, of course, the obligatory bottle of Blue Nun.
I don't know what's Blue Nun.
Blue Nun is a really crappy 1970s, 1980s wine, German wine, that was made entirely for the British market. And if you went to Germany and said, have you ever drank Blue Nun? They'd be like, what is this Blue Nun you're talking about?
Oh God, it's still produced.
Yeah, Blue Nun was like the 70s, until it became everybody had a bottle of Liebfraumilch with their spag bol. It was always a spag bol, bottle of Blue Nun, and Black Forest Gatto. Although we did get a bit funky towards the end of the 70s because we got a little fondue set as well, so we get our chunks of steak and dip it in the fondue.
So is Blue Nun like the 1970s equivalent of the millennials Lambrini?
Blue Nun was horrible wine.
What, just like Lambrini?
Yeah, it was just cheap tat that they put out, marketed as a German wine, even though it was even German. It was made in Germany, but it wasn't ever sold in Germany because it was. They'd be like, "This is shit." What?
So it's what black light? No, it's what white lightning is to cider.
It's what white lightning is to gourmet dining. Yeah. It's like yeah. It wasn't quite bus stop material, but not far off. I built 5 bodies. I build faster when you're around and it's not, and Colin's not around.
It's because Colin tries to distract you by
Yeah.
spending money.
Ooh.
But I know that you've spent more money today, and I'm not going to say on what.
I have spent money today. I will admit I have spent money today, but I was very good. I actually pulled back from Paul Ditter says Blue Nun is less a drink and more a war crime. I have spent some money, but I did pull back from the brink and spend less than I was going to because I went to the Games Workshop store today, as in on the online, not in the shop, because they're available for pre-order. I did order for myself a set of the Veteran Guardsmen. I don't understand why they're not just calling them Krieg.
I don't know. I wonder if it's just because then they can still sell the Deathcore at Forge World without.
Well, there's no reason why they couldn't. But the thing is, if you read the description, it kind of suggests that they're not Krieg. It suggests that they're just the elite Astra Militarum forces, and it says who just happen to be dressed in the outfit of the Deathcore of Krieg. Like, what?
I think it's partly because back in 3rd edition, Games Workshop published the first codex called Armageddon.
Yes. Armageddon out of here.
And in Armageddon, they produced a full range of what was then Imperial Guard that they called Steel Legion.
Oh yeah, they had the Steel Legion because they had the really weird gas masks with no lenses, just holes.
Yes, so I think what they're trying to do here is combine Steel Legion and Deathcore without calling them one or the other.
But they've got markings as Deathcore and they've got the masks and they look like Deathcore. The only difference is the little bit of metal on the gas mask. It's like, why not just call them Deathcore? I don't understand. But it's weird.
But
go on.
At least you also pre-ordered the far superior box set of the two.
Yes, I did also order the set of Ork Commandos. I was originally going to order just 2 sets of the Deathcore. I thought, you know what? No, I'll get the because I'm doing Orks now as well for fun. I'll get the Ork Commandos as well because who doesn't want a Ninja Grot for a start?
Very jealous because I don't have them yet and I can't afford them yet, so I will get them at some point.
You will afford them at some point, but just not right at the moment.
Well, I need those. I need some of the new boys. You've even built those before me.
I know.
I need the new Mega Armored War Boss as well.
I've lost my head somewhere. Did you know that Edward did in fact buy a Gargantuan Squigoth last week? Edward Leonard, you know Edward Leonard of the squishy jellyfish.
Yeah.
He was like saying, "Oh, I don't know, I want to buy one now, but is that or divorce? Or if I get one, I'll be divorced." And it turns out, yeah, let's buy one.
Well, there you go. He played the risky game, and it sounds like he may have won.
Yes. So I spent a fortune in Forge World, and on the back of it, Forge World sold a Gargantuan Squigoth, and also somebody else bought the Kill Blaster tank.
Nice.
Right, which head should I do now? I'm gonna do the one with the space age visor on, you know, for the cyborg.
Yeah.
Because I can do a funky little effect in the visor.
You're basically making Geordie Le Ork.
Yeah. Orky LaForge.
So, Adam, you haven't sent me any stickers, and I'll message you later and fully update you because it's been an interesting 3 months.
Yes.
He also says his Wi-Fi is poop because he's in a travel lodge waiting for his missus.
Oh, quick! Check! Keep an eye on the door in case all the Roombas disappear out the front door.
Yep.
Did you see that story on the news?
I didn't, but I'm trying to stay away from the news. But I keep getting drawn back because of amusing parties that seemingly happened. You know?
Yeah. Well, there's a heartwarming little story on the BBC News website about a Roomba in a Travelodge. Basically, it escaped. They said it was cleaning the lobby and it got to the front door and just carried on going and just went outside and disappeared off. Are you still there, young man?
Yeah. I was looking. There's actually more than one Roomba story on BBC News, amusingly.
Okay. Well, it didn't detect the front door edge, and it went off and disappeared outside. And so by the time they realised it just gone, and they didn't. It just escaped, and it was talking about like the reaction from the public. because they obviously tweeted it. And people were talking about, like, they were like making jokes about it having adventures in the wild and how it has no natural predators. And apparently somebody said it will not survive in the wild because nature abhors a vacuum. And I thought that's the best thing I've ever read in my entire life.
I have found the story.
Yep. They found it later under a hedge.
I am putting it into chat for all
Yep.
of you guys to peruse.
But I think whoever put it won't survive because nature abhors a vacuum needs just to get a Nobel Prize for.
I love this assistant manager. Today we had one of our new robot vacuums run for its life. They normally sense the lip at the entrance to the hotel and turn around, but this one decided to make a run for it.
Yeah, I love the way they kind of give it a character, anthropomorphise it. It's just like, that's the best story ever. It's been returned to its family now. They found it under a bush in the driveway. They've got no idea it could have gone anywhere. It's just gone. It just carried on going.
So Adam tells me that the new Mega Armoured War Boss is very nice. And he's got one box of Old Boys built and painted. And he's got another built and primed. And then he's got 4 more in the stash.
It does surprise me that they still sell the boys, the Old Boys and the New Boys.
Well, I think the thing is, that kit is so old.
Yeah.
They will have stock.
Forever.
And I think there will be a lot of people that won't transition to the New Boys. I think a lot of people will buy a couple of boxes and kind of just dot them throughout their army.
Yeah.
Because you can't blend them in.
Because I'm just more surprised that they haven't put the Old Boys as a last chance to buy to just clear the stock out. Because you think, you know what they're like, they might have like 5 million sets, but they'd be like, last chance to buy, and then wait for them to sell. I'm surprised they haven't done that.
They might do that soon, but I think what you got to remember is the New Boys have only been available to buy individual, like by themselves for about 2 or 3 weeks, have they not? I believe they only came out just after Christmas to buy by themselves.
Oh, I don't know actually. Oh, did they? Are they the ones that came out with the Vigilus? What? I don't know what the sets are called now.
The only way you could get the New Boys before Christmas was in the Combat Patrol box.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They came out in the Combat. Yeah, they're available separately now.
Yeah, and then they put them in the box that you got, the Battleforce.
Battleforce.
And then after they'd done all that, so people spent more than they needed to get the New Boys. They released them individually.
That's right. Yeah, so they will phase them out then, won't they, eventually?
See, I've heard fors and against the New Boys, Max, because Max McGinn says that the Old Boys are much better value, in terms of a gaming sense.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's that, but also the new box. I believe, obviously, I haven't got a box in hand, so I don't know 100%. But from everything I've read,
I can show you them.
Well, you can. But they don't have enough bits on the sprues to make 10 slugger chopper boys or 10 shooter boys.
No, you have basically. Let me just put these two on side. Here's what I've built. I've built the knob.
Yeah.
The boss knob. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9 boys.
Yeah.
I've got one with a heavy weapon.
Big shooter.
Big shooter.
Yep.
He can have that or a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
I've got then generic collection of dudes with shooters.
Shooters. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a few guys with a chopper and a slugger.
Yeah.
Chopper and a slugger. It seems to be if you've got a chopper, you have to have a slugger.
Yeah, that's generally the way. And
what I've got left on the sprue is basically the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And spare bits for the boss knob. So yeah, there's no you can't do anything. That's what they have to carry. If one of them's got a chopper, he has to have a slugger.
You'd have to buy more than one box.
Yeah, and they're all monopose as well, so you can't swap and change them.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, yeah, not without some serious work, but if he's pre-molded with a chopper in his hand, if you pardon the expression.
I think that is a mistake on GW's part.
Yeah, because then you can't have a team of all shooters or all choppers or all whatever. You'd have to buy, if you want all shooters, you have to buy like 2 or 3 sets, because you've only got 1, 2, 3 with shooters, and you've got he's got a stick bomb and a slugger. So you've got 3 with shooters, 3 with chopper, and 1 with a stick bomb, and then 1 heavy. So if you wanted a squad of say 8 shooters and a heavy, you'd have to buy 3 sets to get 9, and then you'd have 1 left over because you'd have 9. So
when you also consider that, again, I'm going to quickly look at the data sheet, but unless they've changed it, if you were running what's commonly referred to as a green tide, which is a metric F ton of boys on foot.
It's just equivalent, like a blob troop, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, with a wall of grots in front of them.
Oh god, yeah.
Wait a sec, are grot tanks in the actual codex now? They're not like a specialised model unit?
I don't know, actually. They might be.
Max, you'll know, or Adam, actually. Are grot tanks just in the bog standard codex now?
Or are they still in the Forge World? I was about to say Imperial Armour, but they won't be in there.
Well, no, Imperial Armour has everything. But yeah, so you used to like run a blob of like 30 orcs. So if you wanted 30 shooter boys, you'd have to buy 6 boxes. That's ridiculous.
Sorry, I'm just blocking a text message on Mama Fox's phone that's come through.
That's all right.
Because it's spam.
Spam.
I haven't
kind of figured.
I haven't quite yet got to the point where I can trust her to give her a phone back without her falling for every single spam and bit of nonsense that comes in.
Oh, okay, Max. I've just got the Wikipedia link, which has all of the data sheets. But yeah, I figured they would be.
Are they in the Codex or are they still the Forge World?
No, they're still in the Imperial Armour books.
Well, not Imperial Armour, but I assume that
they're in Imperial Armour. Imperial Armour encompasses any Forge World rule.
Oh, does it? Because I might have got it. I just only read the Death Corps Krieg bit.
Yeah. There'll probably be orcs in there, Tau in there.
Oh, okay.
Space Marines, everything.
So I assume then if somebody wants to play a game and they've got a mixture of, let's say, Forge World and Games Workshops, they've got, let's say, Imperial Guard, and they've also got some Death Corps. I assume they have to have both codices and rulebooks and just play them both at the same time and flip between them.
Yeah, and then if you get a proper neck beard, they'll say, well, I'm not running anything from Forge World, you can't either.
Well, then you just say, okay, I'll play someone else, bye.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Because it's like, why does it matter? It's just I have to refer to a different piece of paper for my rules. It doesn't make any difference to your team. Idiot.
Yeah. No, I thought so as well, Adam, but I'm just looking at this link that I'm going to put into chat now, which is just every data sheet for Orks in 9th edition, and because it lists all of the Forge World models, I got a bit excited, even though realistically I knew that they wouldn't be in the codex.
Gargantua and Squiggle!
But yeah, I'm going to have to get a box of boys and see what I can do with them.
Yeah, I mean, they are like... I mean, it really is like, excuse me, I can't remember if it's like front half, back half, but it's like when you do the Death Guard, you get the back half with one leg and the front half with an arm on the other side or the other leg.
Yeah, I can see that boy that you're holding up there.
Yeah, you'd have to arm. How does it work?
It looks like the slugger arm is potentially separate or joined.
Yeah, the slugger arm was. I can't really tell
because you can see the join on the back. But his chopper arm is definitely moulded in.
Actually, the join is at the back of the neck and then down the front there where the strap is, the frog strapping, and it goes down the crotch. So you've got the front of his chest and then this side of his chest is separate. Okay. So it was like a clamshell. So I think that arm was separate, I think.
So it looks like you'll be fairly restricted on poses. However, if you wanted to change them up a bit, you could quite easily change the chopper and the slugger to
Yeah,
a different slugger and chopper.
I mean, they're all fairly straightforward. You could, if you got the talent, cut that arm off.
Yeah.
And stick a different arm on, give you a bit of putty and stuff to resculpt it, but you'd have to be able to resculpt it because you're going to be cutting off a chunk of the arm. The ones where they're like holding a weapon like that, you've got no chance because both arms are part of the torso.
So with the slugger and chopper boys, especially the one you were holding up previously, if you chopped it off at where it joins the shoulder, you could effectively slap on one of the old orc boy arms.
Yeah, if you could cut it neatly down there, you'd have to do a bit of putty work because it's just a hollow thing. But because his arm's up, you could probably quite easily chop that down and resculpt it with a new arm on it.
See, I would probably just cover the opening with plastic card.
Yeah, and stick an arm on. Yeah, and then just clean it up with a bit of... Yes, you could do that.
Adam's off as well. See you later,
take care, Adam.
All you Chinese.
I mean, most of them where they've got a chopper and a slugger, they've got that kind of arms akimbo look, so they're not too bad. Don't forget I've stuck the pauldrons on there. Like, that's a separate arm. That's moulded in. So you could do that. You could put them all together and then chop the arms off, get the torso stuck, because it's like the two-part clamshell torsos. The challenge you've got though is the guys with the shooters.
Well, that for me would be a case of changing up shoulder pads, adding shoulder pads, just trying to vary the actual shooter itself. But at the end of the day,
because I mean, you could chop off the arms with the shooter, but they're kind of made into the torso, so you'd be wasting an entire torso just to get a set of arms with a shooter if you wanted to put those shooter arms on a different orc.
The bonus of being a long-term orc player is I have lots and lots of either sluggers and choppers or shooters.
Oh, it's like me. I've got like 5,000 tank commanders. I've got 5,000 Imperial Guard tank commanders,
and you'll have the cupholers to go with them.
Well, no, because I bought bags of bits that had like hundreds of bits in. So.
Oh, fair. But yeah.
I haven't quite made 400 Lehman Russes yet.
See, the thing with the new boys is I love the sculpts. They look really dynamic.
Yeah.
Etc.
They haven't got the stupid gorilla butt.
No, and I think part of the reason GW seems to be going down the monopose route is
because you have to buy more.
Because there's that, but they also want their models to look good. How many times have you seen someone put up like a work in progress shot? And their models just look static, like they're just standing there and crapping on the floor. Yeah,
it's like when somebody builds a Gumpler and they just have the legs straight like that and the arms by the side, and you're like, wow, that's just lifeless.
So there are loads of advantages to it, but when you're talking about orcs, where a lot of the time someone's going to want to run a blob of 30 boys, and you only get 5 sluggers and choppers and 5 shooters in a box.
Yeah.
If you want to run 30, you've got to buy 6 boxes potentially. And granted, you then get 2 units of 30, 1 unit of sluggers and choppers, and 1 unit of shooters. But what if you want 2 units of sluggers and choppers?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's like a balance between making it balanced for the beginners and then making it, but then also accommodating the people that know what they're doing and can build like big green tide troops or blob troops, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, I think they've also kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with this release, because obviously they brought in the Beast Snagger boys.
Yeah.
And
what are they equivalent of? Are they equivalent to like Space Marines on bikes kind of thing? Is that the kind of like fast attack vehicles? Is that what their kind of role is?
Well, so is
that what they count as?
The bog standard Beast Snagger boys, the ones on foot.
Oh no, I forgot them. Yeah.
So they're
just dudes, aren't they?
They're just a beefier boy. So
but aren't they all melee focused as well, though?
Yeah. So in the context of points, because obviously within the game things cost points.
Yeah.
Every standard orc boy, like the 10 that you've built off to the side there, they would cost 9 points each.
Yeah.
A Beast Snagger boy costs 11 points each, but they have
more health, will take more damage or whatever.
Well, yeah, they have a higher toughness, so they're harder to wound.
Yeah.
and so that to people makes them the better option over sluggers and choppers.
Keep in mind
So
they've just redone all the points as well, though. So like yesterday, so those points may no longer relate.
No, they might not, but I'm almost certain that the bee snagger boys will always be slightly more expensive than a normal boy.
Yeah, because they're just a bit more of an elite unit.
Yeah, they're just.
Well,
they're basically.
It's no different to Tempesta Sounds costing more than bog standard Imperial Guard, isn't it? Infantry Guard.
Yeah.
Because they're elite treat.
Well, to give the best example, it's a Space Marine and a Primaris.
Yeah, there you go.
I have perused Reddit somewhat, and most people just call them Primaris Orks, the Bee Snaggers.
Primaris Orks, I like
you
that.
know, it is what they are, really. Yeah. But considering they are, like you say, melee focused, I don't know why they didn't just put 10 sluggers in the Orc boy box.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of costing it. I suppose part of it is there's probably some part of the equation that's just purely focusing on beginners that want to get them built and painted quickly and on the table. But it's like, or maybe they've got plans for the rules where it'll be a more mixed type. You won't go for like big waves of just melee or just shooters. You'll go for mixed unit tactics. I don't know. That's the first time I've ever been able to use the phrase mixed unit tactics genuinely.
In reference to your other question, so the Squig Hog Riders are essentially bee snagger war bikes.
Yeah.
You know, for lack of a better.
They're fast attack vehicles almost, sort of, really.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they can. I'm just trying to find the data sheet. I'm not
as
sure
they would have been called at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if they can move as quick as a war bike. But obviously, the Squig itself has some pretty awesome rules. Like the Squig also becomes a weapon in close combat.
Well, yeah, because it's got his face.
Exactly.
You know, how many motorbikes have a whole damn face made of all the teeth? None of them at all, my friend. Right, I put the head on for me cyborg.
I forgot the other special rule that the bee snagger boys get. Because you see, these days, Max McGinn is better to ask about rules than me, because I haven't actually played 40k in so long.
I've never played 40k. I know nothing about any of it. I've got an 8th edition codex that I bought especially to play a game, and then by the time I got to the point where I could play some, I never played it, and now it's 9th edition.
Yeah, Max reminds me that as well as their higher toughness, bee snagger boys, they also, because they're meant to be like hunters and they enjoy taking down like huge monsters or constructions, they get benefits when fighting vehicles or monsters. They get like +1 to hit, so they're really good in close combat. So why anyone would take normal slugger chopper boys, I don't really know.
Hang on a minute, can I give this cyborg with a cyber arm another blade in his other arm? Can I give him a chopper and the kill buzz? No, I don't think technically I can. Technically it can.
You can. It doesn't have to have a slugger.
I could give him a chopper and a buzzsaw.
In terms of the rules, though, I don't know.
Well,
I know you don't really care about the rules.
No, because it says you can give him one of the 3 choppers or a slugger.
Yeah. So again, Max, I'm deferring to your knowledge here. Obviously, slugger chopper in the old days used to give you an extra attack in combat.
Well, I was going to say, because he needs a slugger, really, because if he's just 2 melee weapons, he's close up and he's no use halfway across the table, is he? So I'll give him a slugger. I'll give him a slugger with a bayonet on it, because it's... So I'll give him a 3rd attack because he's got the bayonet as well. Ooh.
I love what Games Workshop have done. So I'm just reading the knobs now.
I heard that rumour.
I've lost it because I zoomed in. Oh, pants. I'll get back to it.
Pants! Look at the pantularity. I'm going to give him the slugger with the bayonet on it. And then I'll put a bayonet on the bayonet, and then, of course... Oh, but the only problem is I've now got to get rid of this... I've got to try and get the nub off with the bayonet there. That's a bit arse. what I'll do, I'm gonna call it quits soon. So I'll get this guy finished, and then we'll call it quits for today, I think.
Okay, but yeah. So basically, it is the same as it used to be. If you gave that orc a chopper and a kill saw, he would get an extra attack in combat.
But if I give him a kill saw and a slugger, he still can
shoot.
So he can shoot and he's got melee. So does he not get the extra attack there?
I don't think so, because that is limited to the chopper. So there are bonuses to each.
But it does mean he's got a bit of range attack on him though if you give him the slugger. And then, and then when he gets in close, I suppose I assume then you can switch to one or the other. You can say, right, now he's going to attack with the kill saw, not with the slugger, and therefore.
So, if he had a slugger and if he had a chopper and a kill saw, all of your attacks would be at the kill saw's strength.
Hang on, I've just got a text from Colin.
Colin.
He said, I'm just making a brew. He's like, oh, but I'm just finishing now.
Ha.
Because I've got to go make me dinner.
Same.
Hello, Colin. Hello. Yes, we are just finishing in a minute, though, I'm afraid.
I love what.
You can still pop in and say hello.
I did just hear a beep. Was that him coming into?
That was me. That was him texting me.
Okay, so it says, so orcs have a shooty weapons list and a choppy weapons list, and I just love that.
Yeah.
Wait, so you can give a knob 2 kill saws these days?
No, because you've only got one kill saw. And it's on his left arm. There's no right arm kill saw.
If you did some converting, you could effectively give him 2 kill saws. That's insane.
I suppose if you had that.
Obviously,
level of skill.
I knew you could do that with the mega armored knobs, but I must play 40k again. Because
I wouldn't like to have both my hands converted to a kill saw, because that would make certain daily activities nigh on very impractical.
Well, that's true, but then we come back to the question: do fungi have penises?
I wasn't thinking about that side of it.
Well, I was thinking about peeing.
Oh, peeing! You don't need your hands for that.
Well,
it's what you need. But then again, do orcs wipe? There's the question. Maybe they don't wipe.
Indeed.
But then again, that's what grots are for. What are you even thinking about that for? That's what grots are for.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I must play 40k again, because where I've got knowledge from... I've got knowledge from 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, because I still worked at GW for 4th, 5th and 6th edition. It's like I've got half of the picture.
I think that's like applying for a job in computing because you grew up in writing Sanskrit. Not really going to help, is it?
Well, no, it does, because I have knowledge of how the mechanics of the game are essentially the same.
Oh, are they? That's the question.
Yes, but there's just a lot more rules now on top of those base mechanics.
The mechanics are the same. You give them all your money and they give you things to paint, and then you never play the game.
Well, yeah.
I'm not lying. I'm not wrong.
Max also has a point. If you gave a knob 2 kill saws, no one would be able to beat him in terms of cutting pizza.
That's true.
The problem is, though, Max, he would then have to get a grot to feed him the pizza.
Yeah. Would you want to eat pizza that's been handled by a grot? Have I just drilled a perfect barrel straight off?
You may have done.
I think I have.
Wow.
Oh, hang on, it's got some schmutz on it.
Now, the problem is, what you've done is you've drilled a perfect orc barrel.
Yeah.
So really, is it even
That's an
orky anymore?
oxymoron. I know, it needs to be a barrel off to the side, doesn't it? And like not quite lined up properly.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean, though, Max? Like, I've got knowledge of 40k. I know how it works.
You know the skeleton of it?
Yeah, and I know how to read a data sheet.
Yeah.
I can still tell you, like, if someone's got a weapon skill of 5, weapon skill 3, what they'd have to roll, and all of that stuff. But things like detachments and obviously like the war gear changes, like the changes to what knobs can be equipped with, I'm just not so familiar with because they've changed.
Yeah. And there's probably lots of things that you can do now that didn't even exist.
Yeah, I mean,
little bits and bobs and traits and things like that, and command.
What I have
picks and
heard
stuff.
is the game has got a lot more complex in terms of its rule set, because it's so, they fleshed it out so much to the point where it can be actually quite complex and time consuming to play a game, because people were having to refer to their rule books every
Well, I thought the
5
point of
minutes.
8th edition was to streamline all that, to make it simpler for the newbies to play.
Yeah, but then they did 9th edition.
Yeah, I don't know anything about 9th edition. Because 8th edition really was... The impression I got was 8th edition was like, move, shoot, and then whatever the next bit is, and that was it. But then they started adding all these extra bits on over the course of the next couple of years.
So, back in its heyday, when I used to play 40k, the game comprised of 3 phases, but it could have a 4th. So it had movement, shooting, and close combat.
Yeah. And possibly was it a psycho phase was the 4th one?
And possibly the psychic phase.
Or was it a morale phase? I can't remember which one.
No, it was psychic. So movement was self-explanatory. Shooting was a simple case of, I'm going to shoot at this unit with this unit.
Yeah.
This is how many dice I get, and now I'm going to roll them. It was as simple as that.
I think in 8th, wasn't it more or less one unit targeting another unit? It was more like all these 10 guys target your 10 guys.
Yeah, so I think...
hang on, we have a guest.
Oh!
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Si.
Hello, 87. I just made you younger, Colin.
I know. How are you, me old 38-year-old buddy?
Did you know? Hey, Colin, did you know that Simon has twice not won an award, and he's not won an award twice?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that award he hasn't won. He's not won it twice.
It took all of my willpower to hold in that F then. And
really?
I'm quite proud that I managed to do it.
I didn't even realise you had won an award, Si. Congratulations on the award that you've won, mate.
Don't forget the other award.
I decided that I'm gonna make you an award, Fox.
You said you were going to make me a copy of one, weren't you?
No.
Oh, you're going to make me a new award.
This is a whole new award.
Oh,
I'm gonna buy the biggest dildo I can.
Okay.
I was just about to say dildo of the week.
Like a golden joystick, but with a whole different twist on it.
I'm gonna spray it gold.
I'd like to thank my producer.
Well, I would say I'm gonna beg Colin, but I don't think I'd have to for this. I'm gonna very kindly ask Colin to print me out a nameplate that says world's biggest knob.
Yeah, I will happily do that, Si.
And I will send it to you. And the best thing is, whenever you move it, I'm gonna put an Arduino in the bottom of it. Whenever you move it, it will start playing some Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, mate, you know what you want to do, Si? Put a photo cell on there, a movement sensor. Whenever he walks past, it does the blankety blank music, but it's knob of the week. Dun 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 dun. Knob of the week.
Remind me why I like you guys again.
Well,
because really, Fox, you know that you love that idea and you think it's hilarious. But the only reason you dislike it is because it's aimed at you.
you know who's really sad right now?
Who's that?
That will be Paul, because he would say, I wish I'd done that.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh yeah, Paul Stewart be sitting there going, yeah.
I'll have a bit of that, thank you. I don't know. How you doing, Carl?
I'm all right, mate. I know you're probably going off air shortly anyway, but
I'm just going to finish this dude. Well, that's why I sent the thing saying just pop in anyway, because nice of you to pop in. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, mate. I may have been roofied
again.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Why, have you been at the bench all day?
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, are you not supposed to be here right now?
No, I'm allowed. But,
what have you been doing today? You've been at the bench working, filming?
Yeah, just pottering around. I've been doing all the maintenance on a 3D print.
When you're redoing your servers and stuff as well. And
yeah.
So have you been on to order your Ork Commandos?
No.
Ah, they're on pre-order today. They don't come out for a week.
Oh.
On the Games Workshop.
That must mean you've bought something and you want me to buy something now to make you feel better.
I've ordered me plastic deathcore.
And the Ork Commandos.
And the Ork
He's
Commandos.
good.
I did. Let me read you on Games Workshop's website the description of the deathcore, because it really is garbage. Hang on, let me just...
Did you actually order from GW, or did you order them from the finest?
No, I did it from GW and then
tabletop?
thought, crap, why didn't I do it from Goblin?
You tit.
Well, I got that sudden instant moment of pre-order. Oh, and I was
there's me. Whenever I order, I go onto his link. I give him a kickback.
It's because I saw shiny and got confused and panicked and was like, oh.
Just
Colin,
admit it.
What
You're crap
link
fox.
would that be? Would that be a link to the finest purveyor of wargaming tabletop miniatures in the UK?
That'll be my Goblin Gaming affiliation. So he could have gave me a kickback, but
I could have done, but I didn't. I do apologise.
You are useless.
I am.
Right, so what you're going to have to do now, Fox, is you're going to have to go and order more on Goblin Gaming.
What I should do now, Si.
I probably will anyway.
That's true.
What I shall do now, Si, is I shall make a point of ordering them. And if you set yourself up a Goblin Gaming, I'll order them on yours.
Call yourself Golden Dildo. And then... yeah, listen to this, right? This is their description of the death of these guys that are basically deathcore. It says Imperial Guard regiments are often called upon to fight grueling wars of attrition lasting years or even decades. As time passes, each company will shrink in size, blah blah blah. Those that survive are the hardiest troopers in the Astra Militarum. Their battlefield prowess has been owned, blah blah blah, forging them into warriors who have learned to fight and kill with lethal efficiency. Veterans are battle-hardened elites, the first squadron to assault, and so on and so on. This kit builds a unit of 10 veteran guardsmen in the uniforms of the legendary Deathcore of Krieg. And it's like, you've not described Krieg there, you've described Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
So why don't they just say they're Krieg? I don't understand why they're making them out not, unless it's so that people can play them as just elite Imperial
He's
Guard.
having a wibble again, Si.
No.
He was like this last night.
No, I'm just confused. I suppose. I guess that means you're not going to get Deathcore in the Games Workshop Codex. They're going to just count as Imperial Guard.
Well, maybe. They might give them faction rules, a bit like the Ork clans.
Yeah.
Who knows? I have also just learnt that Kenobi starts streaming on Disney Plus on May the 4th. That excites me.
Ooh, what a coincidental date that would be.
Indeed.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
And very intriguingly, the promotional poster isn't actually of Obi-Wan, it's of Cody.
Who? Oh, Cody. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, but if it's Cody, does that mean it's Thingy again playing him as well?
I will. It looks exactly the same. It's the same actor that played Django. Yeah.
Oh, hang on, no.
In the prequel.
Oh, no, because I'm thinking of Boba Fett, and Boba Fett's the son of. Yeah, he's not a clone, is he? It's what's his name? I was going to keep saying Taika Waititi, but it's not. That's the producer of Muppet.
It will be very interesting to me if they explore the story of what happened to Cody and all of those troopers after Order 66.
Yeah, because wasn't he the leader of the group that was Ahsoka Tano's buddies? Was it him that she took the chip out of?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's Captain Cody. It was Rex and that lot. Because we saw Rex and stuff in Rebels, didn't we?
Yes.
Rex
and they've also announced an Ahsoka series. Or
yes, a live action Ahsoka series. I'm looking forward to that.
2023.
Well, that's the thing, you see, because she went off with somebody or other to look for Ezra Bridger.
Yeah.
And haven't they revealed haven't they revealed they're going to have a live action Ezra Bridger or something? I can't remember.
Well, I hope they do.
Or is it with the actual? Well, I could be confused. Maybe Disney were just announcing a live action Aladdin. I'm not quite sure. Probably the same.
So I hope that particular series, I hope that focuses on the period before we see her in Mando. I want to know how she got to where she got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I suspect they'll do either like Boba Fett, they'll do like flashbacky type stories to explain how she got to that point, and it'll be after Mando, or it'll start off before Mando and then shoehorn in and then carry on after.
I really enjoy how they've done Boba with it's kind of the two two storylines running in one episode.
Well, it's finished now, though, isn't it? Because he's finished his back to tanks stuff.
Well, yeah, but I really enjoyed that. But I've seen some people moaning about that. But there's only one thing that I haven't liked about Mando, and that's the speeder bikes of the we'll just call them the biker gang that he told them that they could work for him. I didn't, but the erroneously bright colours in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, it doesn't. They're all like cyberpunk, and it's like, no, using droid parts. Well, droids aren't all luminous and neon, are they?
Like the actual costumes kind of made sense to me, but what didn't was their actual speeders.
Yeah.
But hey ho.
Yeah. Right.
Looks like I'll be binge watching them two series then.
Oh, you should, man. They're really good.
Yeah. I've seen Mando before, but yeah, I think I'll just give them a binge watch before Kenobi starts then.
Damn it, I've stuck the arms on this knob and now I've realised that's going to make it really hard to paint all the little bits. Oh well, never mind.
Can't you just pull them off before the glue properly sets?
No, because I'm going to give myself the challenge.
Okay.
For some reason, I just hate the idea of having... Because I'm getting all these built up and then they'll be sat in a box for a while, having like bags of arms and everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's probably a really dumb idea. But then again, if I painted them all and then glued the arms on, I'd make a mess of it. So.
Dear.
I'll figure it out. You can't see it, I don't paint it. There you go. Right, I think we're going to call it there because I need to go and make sure Mama Fox has made herself a brew. And she's probably eaten about 4 wheels of cheese since I've been streaming because she did that last week. I went downstairs. Oh, I've had some cheese. Oh, yeah, you've had the whole wheel. Blimey, right.
Oh, bless her.
She wolfed the whole wheel of cheese down because getting her to go and make herself some food is like an impossible task. It's like, oh, you made yourself a brew and had some food. How much do you have? All the wheel. That'll be interesting in the toilet later on. Oh, I fell out. Hang on. Oh, right at the end. There we go.
There he is.
There we are. There we are. I mean, there we are. So yes, I'll make sure she's eating something. But yes, we'll call it there. Thank you, chaps, for joining me.
That's all right, mate.
Thank you for popping in, Cole.
That's all right, mate. Short and sweet, not a problem.
That's what I'm saying. Just pop in and say hello, even if it was only for a few minutes. People want to see you. I will do my best to be back tomorrow. Colin, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries, mate. We'll sort something out.
It'll either be like this again, where I'll just start at like 4 or 5 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll do one in the morning. If I do one in the morning, though, I'll do it before you guys. You don't have to join me on that because I know you'll be asleep at that point. So.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Do what you need to do, mate.
Yeah, I just can't plan too much with Mama Fox. So I will see you tomorrow. It'll either be a morning Warhammer Sunday, in which case it'll just be me. Maybe Simon will come and join me again. Don't know.
It depends what time in the morning.
Yeah, like anything before midday is probably illegal. So.
Well, I'm generally up and about by 9:30, 10.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it'll be after that because I need to get up and make myself conscious. So.
Poke me in the messenger and reply if I'm about.
Poke me in the IM. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but I'll do my best to do a Warhammer Sunday stream tomorrow. Ideally, we'll do one in the afternoon. It'll be me and Colin and Si, all 3 of us. But we'll see. If it might be a late one, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll sort something out.
We might have to run late and do an evening stream. I do not know. But it's just difficult right now. So we will see you tomorrow. But don't forget, of course, tomorrow Colin's got his. You've got your stream at 12:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, Sunday brunch, 12:30.
Yep, at Festive 67's workshop.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, of course, if you want to support all our channels, you can do. Simon doesn't have a channel yet.
Yeah.
No.
Not yet.
No.
He did have one. No, he hasn't. But he will have one eventually. No. You missed. I don't know if you watched earlier on, Colin. Simon doing his high-pitched squealy laugh.
Oh, was it Digicorpse again?
What was I showing him? Yeah. What was I showing you?
You showed me the dolphin. The shock attack.
Oh, the dolphin head.
Yeah.
He was
I lost it.
Yeah. The Arabian legs are everywhere, but yes.
Make sure you explain the knob instructions to Cole next time you get a chance as well.
Oh, I will do.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make your knobs yet, Cole.
All right then.
I'll explain it to you.
Okay.
We weren't wrong. They are just dumbass instructions, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't forget, of course, like I say, to make sure if you want to support our channels, because both Colin and I depend on you guys to keep us alive in the YouTube sense of the word. So do pop along to patreon.com/modelmakingguru, or click the join button underneath any one of my videos, and you can support my channel directly. You can keep this channel alive and mean I can keep doing content for you. And of course, if you want to support Collins, you can go to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, and the same on his videos. Press the join button. You can help him out as well.
Absolutely.
But I will see you all tomorrow. I might even do one later, I don't know. I might try and go into the 24/7 hangout tonight. I always say that I never get around to it.
I was going to say I will probably pop into the 24/7 tonight as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool. Well, I might pop in later tonight after Mama Fox has gone to bed.
Yeah, no worries,
just for a little bit, if I can. So any patrons and members out there, I might see you there, but if not, I'll see you on Sunday. Well, both Colin and I'll be back on Monday for the E-Models Monday show anyway.
Yeah.
And you'll see us doing stuff throughout the week. But until then, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me.
That's all right, mate. Pleasure as always.
And I shall say, take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go and make a plaque saying Knob of the Week.
Yeah, I'm going to make my dinner. Hey, that's awesome. Go be awesome like Guthorm, who is always awesome. And until next week, next time I shall say, adios amoebas.
Bye-bye, folks.
Cheers.
Cheers.